Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Life Stripes with Cassie and Duke. Today we are going to discuss Kanye West.
Kanye. What the heck is going on with Kanye?
Oh. So here's the thing. So Kanye West has thrown in his name to run for the presidential election.
Hasn't he subsequently withdrawn it?
You know what?
Maybe he has.
He has, but you never know with Kanye. He'll say he'll withdraw now, like one day, and then he's back the next day, putting his name in the hat. So. Yeah. I think the crazy thing with Kanye is one, a lot of African Americans were siding with Kanye because of his support to Trump, and when he was wearing that "Make America Great Again" hat.
Yeah.
And he went to the White House to shake Trump's hand and everything that with that. So it's interesting to see that he feels that he could run for president. But here's the thing. Here's the funny part though. I do think that anybody nowadays think that they can run for president of America. If Donald Trump can get in, a lot of people are feeling that, hey, why not? Why not me?
Yeah.
Right?
My take on Kanye, I'm not, and I was explaining this to you earlier, Duke, I am not somebody who's followed Kanye's career. I know that his mother died when he was young. I know that he's Kim Kardashian's husband. He's got some great songs. He's a bit of a character. But I also love Kim Kardashian. And I know people will be like, what? But I love her because I think she's a very smart individual. And so one of the smartest things that I think she's done, and I know we're talking about Kanye, but I have to talk about Kim right now because as his wife, watching him do all this craziness and talk some stuff, okay? I mean, from wanting to run for president to, and we all remember the whole getting up on stage about Beyonce, like all these things that he just does, TMZ, ranting and like, he's just a character. But for Kim, okay, because I think all of us, you see how we keep using the word crazy, and it's probably not the smartest word for us to use. That's the truth, okay? Because that's what we've all been saying. Oh, it's Kanye. He's just crazy. He's wild. He does it like he's just, you never know what he's going to do, what he's going to say. But for Kim to be her most savagely professional PR maneuvering self, okay?
I mean, but they put out a statement, though. It's not like she actually came out and said anything, though.
Well, no, she tweeted it. She tweeted it.
Yeah, exactly. But so it's not like she didn't have PR people creating that statement.
Absolutely, but right? It's from her, right? And
right,
and at some point,
but I'm trying to understand, what are you praising? Because if you're
praising
anybody, praise her.
No. Well, but the point is that I am sure when you talk about, I'm going to tell you what I'm praising her for, but when you talk about you almost killed your child and you stopped your wife from killing your child, these are things you don't talk about. So he has lost it when he starts to go down certain roads, okay? Like he's gone down some roads, but this is a road you do not go down, especially without the consent of your wife. This is not like a joint thing. This is him just going off the rail. And so for her to put out this statement, which she had to agree to, which as his wife, she would have had to have given permission for any of this to be
statement. It was a great statement. The PR people were great.
Well, yeah. But the fact that she identified him as bipolar. And so if any of you know mental illness and you understand bipolar, manic depressive, same thing. He is classic. You know what I mean? At first I thought he was just a straight narcissist, which he obviously is, I think.
Okay, but again, what are you praising? I'm not sure.
I am praising her for the fact that she finally, and maybe because she was pushed to the brink at this point where you have to have an explanation for his behavior. There's just no way around it. You must have an explanation. And I think for so many years it's gone.
You have to. I don't agree with the praise. What are you praising? I'm
just praising the fact that she said, it's time. It's time. Now is the time. If we're ever going to tell the world that he has a problem, like a legit illness, it's now.
Here's the thing. Mm-hmm. We've known that for years. It's not new.
Well, but once again, okay, but it's definitely gone under. even if it's not new, I
Yeah.
think that it's been definitely pushed down. So for her to, okay, then resurrect the conversation,
Right.
then that's what needed to happen, because
The hip hop community has known that there was something off the walls with Kanye. We've known that he's explosive.
sure,
We've known that he's been very abrupt with some of his comments. We've known, like, for example, when he was with on TV with Mike Myers, and he said
yes,
that George Bush doesn't
George
like black
Bush.
people. So this isn't something that's new, right?
But the fact that,
This has always been Kanye's behavior. So I can't say that. I can't sit here and say, well, Kim Kardashian should get the praise for it because she called it out. We've known this for years.
well, have you known that he's bipolar?
Well, whether or not he's bipolar or not, we don't even know that per se, because I don't know his medical.
Well, I would pray
Well,
that
we've all known that he's been really sporadic with some of his comments.
but once again, I think that, first of all, I would hope and pray that she is not going to put a diagnosis out there, label her husband as bipolar,
Right.
without that being a legit diagnosis. So let's
And that's fine. But I
right.
just don't see that. I don't see where it warrants her getting praise for saying, hey, my husband.
What I'm saying is, because for all the reasons you just said, and for all the reasons why everyone's like, he's just crazy, he's off the rails, you never know what he's going to say, it's Kanye, oh, Kanye.
Right.
But I think that's also why I never took to him, because I was like, I just can't handle all that. That's this up and down, this crazy. I just can't deal with all that. So I'm out. But now understanding that he has a legit mental illness gives total perspective as to his behavior, his erratic behavior at times. You know what I mean?
I agree. His erratic behavior warrants for conversation to say, hey, okay, what is really going on with Kanye?
Right.
Ever since his mom died, he's been
absolutely,
really, disattached from reality at times.
right.
But here's the thing: when you actually sit down and listen to Kanye, a lot of the things that he said, like in his presidential rally, makes sense. It's just that he said a lot of other comments, like about the Harriet Tubman line, leading the slaves. She didn't lead them to freedom. She actually led them to start slaving for white men. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he just says a lot of outlandish things, but if you actually listen to some of his rants further, he does make a lot of sense on a lot of things he says too. So it's hard to say what's actually going on with Kanye. I think there is some a screw loose a little bit there, but I don't know. I mean, I just can't, for her to call it out and say it's bipolar. Again, I can't give her the praise for that. I can just say that I think she just did damage control. She got her PR team to say, hey, Kanye said all this stuff, mentioned the kids, mentioned your mom, he ripped your mom on Twitter, something has to come out, and their team put something together that says, okay, this is what it is, this is what we're dealing with at home. So everybody has that aha moment, like, oh, that's what's going on. Okay, it's okay if Kanye says this now because we get it, he's bipolar.
Oh, no. Nobody ever said it's okay. And also, he's been on medication, been off his medication, and been known to have said that it doesn't make him feel creative. So we get that, because that's a lot of people who are bipolar or who are, have mental illness, who get off their medication because it doesn't
feel
make
like they're sick.
Right.
They never feel like they're sick, so they don't want to take their meds.
Exactly. And so hence why his moods are so all over the place. And so I just, I say I give her praise only because I think as his wife, I know you don't like it, but I'm gonna give her that.
No praise for that.
Because as his wife, she would have had to have some say, even though obviously he would have to give permission too, because he's not a child. But the fact that they are going to, and who knows, maybe there's going to be a whole PSA with the two of them about, mental illness, and rightfully so be it. But the bottom line is that he hasn't a problem. I can understand more of his behavior now and why and how it happened. Death of his mom, Kim getting robbed, all of these things were in the middle of a concert, stops his concert. Like, these are some traumatic, this is huge, these are trauma situations for him.
Yeah, 100%.
So, and the thought that his wife could die, like, I mean, I'm sure this man went into a tailspin after that. Yeah. And that's really, I think, when we started truly noticing. With his mom, it was more the depression, I think, but with Kim and getting attacked, he just went like buck wild. So
yeah, but Kanye always goes 100 on everything that he kind of reacts to, right? So even him getting buck wild over Kim getting robbed, I understand it. As a husband, you want to make sure that your wife and the mother to your children is safe and secure. But Kanye would go, if something else happened back, like on a concert that affected his family or one of his friends, it would have been the same reaction with Kanye.
Possibly.
He would have canceled that concert and went to handle that. So that's just his characteristics, right?
Yeah.
He's very
Yeah.
explosive. He says what's on his mind. He doesn't think before he says certain things. And some things he does make sense on. So I mean, it's
Fair.
just that people hear the outlandish things and they go with that. The media also too will hear the outlandish things, and that's all they'll report, and they won't
Right.
show you what actually he said afterwards.
Fair.
Right? So
Yeah.
I think for Kanye, it's fair to say, does he have some kind of mental health issue? Probably, right? But I don't think he's a terrible person. I think some of his views are off, but at the end of the day, everybody's entitled to their opinion on what they want to say and how they want to say it. And as they say, you have freedom of speech, so speak what's on your mind. As long as you're not preaching hate, then speak what's on your mind. And to me, America's one really messed up melting pot on the way it's being run. And and again, I said in the beginning, that's why a lot of people feel that they can just get up right now and run for president.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and Kanye didn't help that. So it is what it is. But I always thought he was a narcissist, to be very honest with you. At first it was egotistical, then it was just straight narcissism.
And that was before we even thought he was crazy. That's how he was when he had College Dropout, when he dropped his first album. He was always full of himself. That's been his persona.
He is a total narcissist. You're absolutely right.
Kanye loves himself some Kanye. He's always wanted to be the best. He's No, I'm telling you, like, he's a great producer. He produces some.
Oh no, I know that with Jay-Z.
He's a decent rapper. I don't think he's top 10.
He is a great producer,
but he's a great producer. So I mean, he's almost worth $1 billion. So he's done something right.
Absolutely.
Like he's doing he's doing his business well. He's doing a lot. He doesn't rely on Kim Kardashian for money.
Nope.
Got his own.
But I also think that's why they make such a good couple, because they're not competing. They're not vying for who's the alpha, who's the whatever. But
no, they're not.
No, and I think that's why he can be with her, because they are completely on par. And I think he obviously has a bit more money than her, but in terms of status and notoriety and all that stuff, notability, they're neck and neck. So
they're up there, and they're doing their thing, and his kids and their kids will be fine after they're
those kids are good,
all said and done. So I mean, will we have to put up with more Kanye rants in the future? 100%. And the thing is, while we're still we're still in a pandemic. The world is watching. So as soon as you go online and you post something, you tweet something, everybody has time to watch it and see it, because we got nothing else to do.
Nothing to do.
Right?
Well, some of us have something to do, but
other than work and stuff like that. But Kanye West is always going to be Kanye West. He's always going to say something outlandish. He's always going to be a little bit more on the left side than the right side, or straight down the middle, right? There's no in between for Kanye. It's either this way or that way, but he's always going to go far left or far right. And I think for people who know Kanye and his friends and his family, just accept it, because that's who he is, and I don't see him changing.
Right. Well, I think Kanye's quite brilliant, to be honest, and as you all do.
A lot of brilliant people go mad.
Yeah. Well, I just hope that he gets the help that he needs, truthfully. Listen, I think it's tough to be so brilliant, honestly, and knowing what meds do to you, and knowing that you need them, and then feeling better, and then coming off of them, and I don't know. I don't want to judge anybody. I'm not gonna speak to all that. As long as the man gets some help. Kanye is who he is, and sometimes he does it for publicity, sometimes not. Who knows anymore?
Exactly. I remember, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So I mean, if he has an album coming out, this is probably great for him, because people are talking about it.
People are definitely talking about him. But if he's doing it for all of, once again, I think the publicity stunts are one thing. Speaking about your family's personal issues is a completely different thing. And so for that, I say, I'm thinking he pushed it a little too far, which to me is this, that's where the mental illness side comes in. And he's bringing it back. He's pulling it back in, which is great. He's recognizing and acknowledging.
I don't even think that's mental illness, because to be honest with you, when I go on social media every day, I see some celebrity talking about their personal issues, their personal family stuff. So it's become like social media is the norm. It's almost like social media is like some kind of therapy for people to just spill their guts and talk about innermost darker secrets and share it with the world, to everybody.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop you right there, because as a woman, when it comes to our body and decisions that we made with our spouse, unless you have my consent to put that shit on blast, we have a problem.
Again, you may have a problem,
right?
but it's not going to stop a person from saying it.
Clearly not. Clearly not. But once again, that is the difference between Kanye doing publicity nonsense, right? Whether it's crazy, not crazy, I don't really care, and putting our personal stuff on blast. Like when I read that, I was like, whoa, you know, like, or when I heard that, I was like, is he serious right now? You know, and I'm thinking,
and I think a lot of people felt that way if he was serious. I don't agree with him saying certain things that he said about his family. I'm just saying I'm not shocked when I see it anymore. I've become desensitized to it because
that's sad.
When I open up Instagram and Facebook, I see tons of people just dumping out their personal life business on social media, and it's become the norm now.
It's sad. It's very sad.
Right?
It really is sad.
That's what it is. And the only thing I can say about mental health is, if you do have friends, family members that do have mental health and they're not getting the help, please help them. Get them to see the right people. Mental health is no joke. It's a serious issue. I wish that especially more people in the Black community would really pay more attention to it and get the help. Older Caribbean and Black folks, stop thinking that it's some kind of bad omen. It's mental health. Okay?
And that a shot of rum is going to fix everything.
Yeah, it's not going to fix it. You know what I mean? So
it's good, but it's not going to fix it.
Yeah, get your friends and family members to help and take it serious, because it's not a joke.
It's not a joke. You know, I wish him all the best. Listen, Kanye's going to be just fine. They're all going to be just fine. But I just, you know, when you start hurting people, that's a whole other world. And you know, and it's true, if you do have a mental illness, you do have to take the ownership into your own hands. You have to want to get help. It doesn't matter how much your family and friends push for it. You have to want to be better. And so I hope he does. And, you know, for anybody else out there who, you know, bipolar, schizophrenia, whatever the case may be, depression, you know, this is about getting help. And we're not going to make it a PSA, but at the end of the day, if you recognize that you have issues and your family's trying to help you, acknowledge and accept the help.
100%. So it's been another episode of Life Stripes with Kathy and Duke. If you like what you saw, please smash that alert button, subscribe, and share with your friends. We'd love to see you. Peace.